Good morning. This is Dr. McDaniel at GYN Corner. I'm a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist in New York City, and I'm bringing to you all things health-related for women. Thank you for joining me at the corner today. Sorry, I have allergies this morning, so I might sneeze a little bit. So today is it's going to be a quick presentation because I'm just rounding off or wrapping up on the information I presented at the last session on vitamin B12, which is also known as cobalamin. Now, B12 is a water-soluble vitamin, so that means it gets absorbed and metabolized through tissues, not through fats, through water and tissues, and it is broken down in our stomachs with the acids, and it's attached to a protein to go through our intestines, and then it gets absorbed through a portion of our small intestine. Now, vitamin B12, if you have an adequate intake, can be stored for years and years and years in the liver. So what doesn't get used immediately gets stored in the liver, and it's not common in modern countries or with people who have an adequate amount of nutrition to have vitamin B12 deficiency. But like I said at the previous presentation, vitamin B12 is only obtained through animal products. So organ meats, beef, lamb, chicken, fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, cod, some dairy products like eggs, if they're not pasteurized, that is. So eggs and milk, because the pasteurization breaks down the vitamin. And if you're a strict vegetarian, you can potentially become very deficient in B12. If you're a person with a lot of stomach acid issues, older individuals, or people with a lot of issues with reflux, or they're taking antacids, then you can potentially intake a lot of B12 but not absorb it because you've neutralized the acid that helps to break it down for absorption. Or if you have intestinal issues where you've had stomach surgery, you remove the portion of the intestines that absorbs the B12, or you have inflammatory stomach problems like Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, you can potentially destroy the portion of the intestines where the B12 is absorbed. And today I wanted to speak about the deficiencies potentially. So if someone is deficient, vitamin B12 is important in our makeup of DNA and producing DNA, which is the building blocks of our body, nerve function, because it helps to produce the myelin sheath, or the protective fatty layer that goes around the nerves so that they can function well, and in our red blood cells. So if you're deficient, all of those three areas will be broken down. The most common and obvious problem is that the individual will have tingling or paresthesias or pins and needles sensation in their extremities, so hand and feet, and that's because of the nerve conduction problems. Or they may have ringing in their ears, tinnitus from the nerve conduction problems. And if it gets severe, they can have vision disturbance because of the optic nerve to our eyes. It can also cause jaundice or yellowing of the skin because the red blood cells become more fragile. They're abnormal because the production isn't normal for them, and then they can break down and release bilirubin and hemosiderin and cause yellowing of the skin. Can also cause mental problems because of the poor nerve function and poor DNA and poor production of certain hormones and enzymes such as serotonin that rely on the vitamin B12 for production. So it can cause confusion, dementia, depression, memory loss, anxiety. So a lot of the brain function issues. It can also cause balance problems, so they feel imbalanced or lightheaded from red blood cell loss and from the nerve conduction issues. So those are some serious and big issues. And of course, another obvious one, which I forgot, is fatigue, tired, and weak because of the anemia from red blood cell issues. So vitamin B12 is super, super important in our lives, in our body, production, normal functioning. And if someone is a strict vegetarian, they have to get the vitamin B12 from outside of their diet, obviously. So we call that exogenously, either through shots, a nasal gel, or through supplements. And then if you find yourself deficient and you're not a strict vegetarian, you do eat fish or animal products, then sometimes it's a stomach acid issue. So if you just take a shot glass of apple cider vinegar, oftentimes that will help to increase the stomach acids, to reacidify them so that you can actually break down and then absorb the B12 that you're getting in your diet. So I hope that's been helpful information on vitamin B12, its importance in our diet, and problems from deficiency. This is Dr. McDaniel at GYN Corner. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the follow buttons if you enjoy the content being produced. Check out the Facebook, the YouTube, those are all GYN Corner, and our podcast, GYN Corner. We're on 9 different platforms. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.